By the time dinner rolls around at the end of the day, you've already made 1,000 decisions, from work to meetings to school schedules, texts, emails, and then just the constant noise in your head of remembering all the things that people need and the running to-do list that's just in the background. So when somebody asks you what's for dinner, it's not that cooking feels so hard. It's making the decision of figuring out what to eat that feels hard. And I know it often feels like adding one more thing to your day is impossible and exhausting. But I'm also going to advocate for adding just one more thing to your day because I think it's something that's going to make a big impact on your life. Meal planning is actually a habit that can give you back time and energy. The 20 minutes that you spend meal planning at the beginning of the week is going to save you time and energy because then every night you're not staring into the refrigerator, struggling to figure out what to eat. And you're not going to have to rely on DoorDash or the drive-thru in order to get dinner on the table. You may think that meal planning is something that's just for people who already have it all together, but meal planning is actually a system you can put into place for tough periods of your life. Now, creating systems in your life does not mean that they need to be rigid or restrictive. They are actually things that can help us run on autopilot because things have already been taken care of. Systems can help your life run more smoothly, free up mental space, and help you be more present with your family, or maybe just be more present to focus on other things that need to get done in your life. So you don't need to completely overhaul your life in order to make meal planning a habit that you do every single week. I have 3 quick shifts that you can implement that are going to help you make meal planning a habit. Number 1 is you need to make meal planning non-negotiable by putting it on your planner or your to-do list. There are tons of things in my week that only get done simply because they get written down at the beginning of the week. Otherwise, I would completely forget about them. So make meal planning something that actually gets done every week by either physically writing it down or adding it to your digital calendar. Don't let it be something that just is a bright idea when you're in the shower and then you immediately forget to do it later. Number 2, create a visual cue for yourself. You may have recently seen the 365 buttons thing on TikTok, but the idea of creating a visual cue to trigger yourself to do a habit is a very old idea. There's the idea of paper clips, which is very similar to the buttons, where you take paper clips from one cup and move them to another as you consistently do a habit. But you could also have a visual cue that's simply a sticky note on your refrigerator. Whatever it is that works for you, give yourself some sort of visual cue so you remember to create your meal plan. And tip number 3 is to get an accountability buddy. This could be anybody in your life, from a friend to your sister-in-law to one of your siblings or a niece or nephew. Choose somebody who you know likes to plan or likes to cook, and keep each other accountable to creating your meal plans every week. Now, having an accountability buddy isn't about having consequences to not doing the action. It's more about the camaraderie that happens when you do something with somebody else. And this person can also become a great reference for when you need recipe recommendations or running low on inspiration for your meal plan. You might be somebody who really wants to be a planner, but you currently feel like you're always reacting instead of being proactive, and that's okay. You can have fewer last-minute decisions and smoother evenings with a meal plan. A meal plan is simply doing your future self a favor by doing some of this upfront work and thinking about what you're going to eat for the week ahead. And your future self will definitely thank you. If you have any tips for how to make meal planning a habit in your life, leave them in a comment below the video. I would love to read them. And as always, thank you so much for watching. I will see you again soon.